Copy, sir. Follow 5. Attack area 3. Attack the 3. Go.
A little background on this series of videos. We utilized a donated ranch-style home to create a modern-day residence fire. The home was eventually used for multiple days of training for 3 different agencies, but not before we caught some great video. As you will see, we used 3 bedrooms for our filming. 1 bedroom became the living room, 1 a bedroom with the door closed, and 1 with the bedroom door open. In the hallway was a brand new working smoke detector. Then we rigged the entire property with 9 cameras and 4 temperature sensors, all recording the entire time. It's our hope that the videos we put together will help educate others about modern fire dynamics, the importance of smoke detectors, and how important it is to keep your bedroom door closed at night. Thanks for taking interest. And now, let's get going. In this short video, we want to give you a first-hand impression of what our firefighters experience when entering a residence fire. If you've ever seen a fire on TV or in the movies, well, you haven't really seen reality. In the movies, the fire burns bright and the smoke is generally wispy and faint. Now, it is true that fire can burn freely with a limited amount of smoke, but that's right at the seat of the fire, and the temperatures here are never survivable. Even in our firefighting gear, that degree of heat could only be withstood for a few moments. However, it's hard to see the hero's face if the fire is too realistic, so we get what we see on TV. In reality, fires produce a remarkable amount of thick black smoke. As you can see from these shots, the smoke quickly pressurizes the structure from top to bottom and then escapes through cracks and openings with great intensity. Again, what you've seen on TV just isn't real. Here we see the crews getting ready to enter the residence. But let's quickly look at each room as they are waiting for the order to make entry. Remember, this was a training room to capture videos. In an actual fire, there wouldn't be any waiting around on the front porch. The open bedroom is filled with smoke and toxins, unsurvivable at this point around 9 minutes from ignition. The closed bedroom has some light smoke at the ceiling, but at 70 degrees, it's still very tenable, and the occupant could easily open a window for escape or rescue. Back in the living room, where our fire started, we see the fire free burning from across the room at the floor level. Smoke conditions at the fire are just enough to see the burning, but the temperatures here are around 5 times higher than survivable. Away from the fire, the smoke and heat are banking down rapidly and rushing into other parts of the home. At this time, the exterior view of the residence shows that the fire room is freely burning, and concern turns towards salvaging the cameras placed throughout the house. The incident commander gives the order to make entry. The camera we are watching now is the helmet-mounted camera on the firefighter on the lead attack crew. As you can see, within a few seconds of pushing into the hallway, visibility drops to 0. This is real. It's what we experience at almost every residence fire. This is why we spend so much time doing blackout drills where we can't see while we search for mannequins. Now, typically, we might expect to see a little bit of glowing in the back of the fire room through all the smoke. But in this case, the ceiling collapsed very unexpectedly just prior to the crew making the fire room. As you can see, there was a violent push of fire, and then much of the smoke and heat lifted into the attic space. Even with all that lift, it remains very difficult to see anything for several minutes. Again, this is why we work so hard on communications and searching in the dark. So we hope this gives you a good perspective of what the firefighters experience in a residence fire. Smoke is thick and black. We operate almost exclusively on the senses of hearing and touch. And keep in mind, fires are loud. Smoke detectors, equipment banging, radios, much more. And touch is also limited by our protective gear and thick gloves. Nevertheless, that's why we train every single day. And our hope is that this has answered some questions you may have had about firefighting. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us at any time. Take care, stay safe.